All right, guys, it's Shay Seeking again. And this is going to be part 2 of this small collection that I'm doing tonight. Again, you know, it's all in good faith. I am just trying to do what I feel I was placed here to do. Again, I feel like I have not been doing that to my full capacity. I'm having a little bit of free time right now. And I just been inspired or, again, called to speak on this matter. So, again, a lot of this is also, me speaking these things. Like, it puts me in a situation where, again, there may be potential energies coming my way. Just spiritual or whatever, real life. And it puts me, in a certain situation. But again, if I sit in silence and don't speak, then I'd be damned if I leave this earth without telling my story to my soul siblings or those who are connected to me in some way, so that they would know what I'm dealing with or what some of us are dealing with, at these times. Again, I have what can I say? Faith, okay, in the ancestors, guides, and the gods, and those who are on this plane at this time. Again, I think things could be a lot worse if those energies or entities were not here for us at this point in time. But there's nowhere to go but up from here. But speaking of that, we're looking at this image, and something just came to me about the image, right? So, see how it says she was in the altar, right? The walls or whatever, and she lowered them down into the place so that they could, spy. So again, this is reminding me, right? All right. This is reminding me, again, and we could be talking about a harlot in a sense too, right? Let's not forget that part. But we can also be talking about just in making different transactions with different entities, okay? Or deals or whatever. But it's funny how this is reminding me of the system. Just going to try to use layman terms here. This reminds me of, that structure that we talked about so much on this channel. And if you're new to the channel, or if you're just stopping by, then you'll have to go back to videos that are a couple of months old to see what we're talking about with the construct. That's why I put so much time in describing the construct, or, the firmament, or, the firmament establishment, the construct, the cast, so that we can get, you'll know it when you see it, no matter what we're talking about. So, this reminds me of a entity that, again, the prostituting, again, is like, prostituting yourself out also for certain things, right? Or pimping people, or that person will have a pimp, right? Somebody that will be pimping them out to do certain works that will be planted or placed, maybe even themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, in a sense, in order to do this thing. But what's killing me right now is the higher up element of this, where she's lofty, she's on high. And do you see the arch underneath where the Sheol could possibly be representing the Sheol or the underworld? Okay. And so this would be someone that is in a higher position than those that are still remaining in the Sheol. You understand what I'm saying? Or in the untouchables, or Dalit, or so-called slaves, that would still be in that status, right? And so that person being exalted within the construct, right? Having a certain position and playing the whore with certain entities. It's funny how, she sends them down on a rope down into something. And so again, this is, you know, she's up high, right? She's in a certain position. You know, even we could look at it as, are we talking commoners, peasants, and servants? Are we talking about even a more elevated status than that? But she lowers these spies down into the Sheol to check out what's going on. You know, it reminded me of this show that I've been watching lately. And, you know, how they were sending people out to scout out this lady. I think it's, what is the show? Discovery of Witches or something like that. And, they were sending different, stronger people that were more in tune with themselves and their powers, more set in their ways, more elaborate in certain workings, right, of witchcraft and things like that. You know, they had been doing it for a whole time, right, their whole lives, right, for a long time. And they were sending them after this girl that didn't even know who she was, what kind of power she held, and all these other things. And it's so funny because in that episode, I can't remember if it's that episode or another one, how they showed the star and the moon. I don't know. We won't go there because, again, maybe I can do a breakdown on that later. What I'm trying to say is that's the case. And they were scouting her out to see to test her powers, to make her react. They would do something to her, make her react so that these people can see or spy out or search out her powers by provoking her, in a sense. But almost like every time, you know, she shows something, it's like a snare. They say, I see, right? So, and the funny thing is there's one, I guess the white witch and the dark witch, and the dark witch had a standing already. She was respected, well respected, and lifted up in, you know, that in a certain way. She was exalted in a certain way, but she was dealing with the, you know, those that are, people that were very strong, put it like that. And then they tried to play the one girl like a damsel in distress, but she was like very powerful. They were equally powerful, right? But they knew how powerful the other witch was, the dark one. They just didn't know how powerful the light witch was. And she didn't know. She didn't even know. You know, she was just coming into herself, you know, in a sense. So, they got a hold of her and really did a number on her, right? Let's see. So anyways, you know, just a quick one. This was just a quick one to add into that, that, you know, just be careful as to who we, you know, deal with, who you think, you know, see, because there's lots of stuff going on here. But yeah, I thought it funny that this, and also they could get into, you know, they can peer in on other people's thoughts and stuff like that. So it's a really, you know, if you don't watch that show, you probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and some of these people were using it for good, and some were, you know, some of these people would use it for good, I would think, you know, and then some for bad, you know. So, but all in all, they found out that really the two, you know, should have been working together in unity. You know, but for some reason, the dark witch didn't like, she was very curious about the white witch, and she didn't really like her necessarily. And so she was caught doing things like looking up her history or whatever to find out, what was it? To find out about her bloodline and who she was and everything. She was just very curious, right? But I think what happened is when you know, this is on subject, but off a little bit. Yeah, I guess that at some point in time, oh no, that's why I'm bringing it up. Okay. Because I think at some point in time, something happened where the attack that they did on the White Witch, she had a spell put on her or whatever. She was spellbound or whatever. And what was I gonna say? Goodness. Yeah, so anyway, she got caught looking at, you know, some information about her to find out, because she was just very intrigued. But when she attacked the White Witch, and I'm just using these terms, she ended up losing some of her power because of it. You know, and it ended off saying, the White Witch was saying, you know, she wanted me to open up, you know, but I didn't, right? And again, you know, it just reminds me, just, you know, just even thinking, because, you know, I can be kind of like, want to tell my story, or this story, or his story, or her story. And, you know, I see so many correlations with it and stuff like that, but I learned a lot of lessons with it. But then sometimes it's just like, you know, I put things out, and in hindsight, I'm like, ah. But, yeah, you know, again, you know, it's about remaining low key. You know, sometimes if you see things like this, sometimes, you know, you want to remain low key, but at the same time, you know that you can't really be low key, because again, if you're being observed, do you see what I'm saying? You don't know how far that goes. Now, say at some point in time you're being observed, and it's getting out to everybody that wants to do you harm, but the people that would, you know what I'm saying, be interested or support or see as well, right, will never get a chance to know or see. Do you understand? So I think it's important for us to share these stories, and that's why I'm looking to, again, share this information and connect with other people that would be, you know, able to see things or whatever. Because just because you're seeing it doesn't mean that it has something to do with you every single time. But sometimes there is a strong sense or urge that, you know, it needs to be looked at closer. You need to go within or look outward, you know, at other people that may be tied to you, you know, in some kind of ways that are maybe off at a distance, or, you know, people that you deal with, you know, even through social media. I mean, it's a way. So, yeah. So anyhow, I just thought that was interesting. And, you know, we are looking at, you know, a lot of symbolism, I think, in this image. A lot of symbolism in this image. You know, even the steps and the, like I said, the man hiding down here in the dark, the people on the, you know, the side of the wall, you know, so it's a lot going on here. That's a lot going on here. But anyhow, yeah, so again, I will be back with another part. I want to finish up those scriptures, and then, you know, yeah, we'll just go from there. I think I'm just going to finish up those scriptures, a little bit of the reading, and then hopefully we can have a better understanding of what may be going on. So I'll see you guys soon.